What is up, earthnoids and spacenoids? I am just a simple new type, and in this episode we are heading back into space as the Albion crew chases after Gato and GP02. Last time, Alice Miller finished her Miller report where they almost threw Ko under the bus. Sanders from the former 8th MS team scuffled with Ko, and he reminded him of Shiro Amada. This time we will see the full Burnern in action. The team will head to Von Braun City and Ko will meet with Kelly Layzner. So let's get into this. As Ko and the Anaheim shuttle heads out, Chima's fleet pushes forward. Their 4 Musais and Zanzibar surround the Albion and the remaining Salamis, the Nashville. Chima sends out the mobile suit fleet. This is a well thought out and tactical plan on Chima's part. Synapse realizes that they didn't take Xeon remnants seriously enough. Today is the day of Delaz's proclamation to the world, so Chima wants to get rid of these men swiftly. She heads out near Galgoog. Keith's titanium composite armor saved him from getting wiped out. He lost his main camera sensor. Him and Monsha jump back into action to help the Albion. The Nashville launches its mobile suit team. Lieutenant Burning will ensure the Salamis won't get surrounded. Alpha and Chap will support Burning. Ko heads back to the battle using the booster bed. Chima makes it onto the battlefield and begins war-splaining to her men. That's not how you charge in, this is how you charge in. With her help, they were able to take down the Nashville. She focuses her attention on the Albion while licking her lips. Is she turned on by death? The battle, or the act of war? What specifically is working for her? Was she aroused when she learned her home colony Mahal was being destroyed, and now she is always chasing that feeling? A light emerges. It happens to be Ko in the GP01 Zephyranthe's full Burnern. He is on a booster bed which is equipped with Minovsky Particle Interference Wave Searcher. What would be the military way to say this? Impuse? It is a radome which has a wide sensing range, but constantly malfunctioning. This was taken from the GP00 Gundam Blossom, which originally debuted in Gundam Secret Weapons Phantom Bullets. Nina mentions that the project was scrapped and she acquired all of its data. She tells this to Tanya. Once he gets close to the battle, Ko jumps off the booster bed. The Gundam can stop on a dime, but Ko is taking a lot of G's to the face. Chima notes that he moves like a grasshopper. The Albion starts receiving a transmission. It is the Delaz fleet telling the world of their existence. Ko's nose begins bleeding from the sheer force of the Gundam. Delaz addresses the world. Bask and General Cohen watch on. One group of random mobile workers kill their supervisor and is inspired to rise as Xeon once again. Chima uses her beam saber, but Ko blocks it with his beam Jute, which is a tiny beam dagger on the XBR Boa M8206A beam rifle. Clara is on board a shuttlecraft watching Delaz's speech. Delaz tells the world that the Federation built a weapon for the purposes of nuclear attack, which is a violation of the treaty. They won't tolerate this any longer. While the battle is dragging on, Tanya asks Nina about the Gundam development project and its lineage. She knows about Unit 0, Unit 1, and Unit 2. Nina tells her that there is a Unit 3 in the experimental phase, and Unit 4 should have been suspended. This sounds like someone is potentially doing something behind the scenes, and there may be more in development. Nina thinks this is preposterous, but also doesn't really understand anything outside of Unit 1 and Unit 2. They receive Gato's speech, but they are under Minovsky particle dispersion, and the transmission is fuzzy. Delaz mentions Gato's name. This makes Nina's ears go up. Nina's ears going up at the name of Gato makes Tanya's ears perk up as well. Ko rushes, but Burning tells him not to rush in too far, and he regroups with his team. Chima's fleet begins retreating. As they get out of the Minovsky particle debris, Ko hears the tail end of the Delaz speech as he declares war on the Earth Federation government. They sig that Xeon. 4 days later, Nina makes her way back to the Albion. Her and Moira celebrate with a shower. They're heading to Von Braun for repairs, where the crew will have 3 days leave. During this time, Moira suggests that Nina spend time with Ko. She has no interest and finds him to be a child. But Moira says, just go on a date, man. Stop fighting it. Nina asks Ko out on a date, and Ko asks Keith what he should do. Keith calls him an idiot and tells him to go out with Nina, obviously. Nina finishes the maintenance, and they are sending it off to Livermore Factory for final repairs. Monsha asks Nina out, but Moira says tough titties. Nina is going out with Ko, and Keith is going out with Moira. They head out to Von Braun City. There are 50 million living in Von Braun due to the boom in colony construction. The moon acts as a transit center between Earth and the colonies. It is built in layers. Most commerce and business are on the first layer, while industrial industries function at a lower level of the city. Nina has to drop off some paperwork at Anaheim Electronics and will meet up with the gang shortly. She gives Ko a kiss on the cheek. She wonders if she overdid it. Her coworker Paula saw her with Ko and calls her out. As they are walking, they run into Section Chief Karina Haxel. She is now the director of Levian Rose. She blames Nina and Unit Zero for what she considers a demotion. She says the day after tomorrow will be quite entertaining. She is being ominous and the girls have no idea what she is talking about. Keith and Moira leave Ko at the theater while they go off and have their own fun. Nina changes into a dress. On her way to the theater, she sees The Nightmare of Solomon, Annabelle Gato, on TV alongside Delaz. Ko waits for Nina. Chima is meeting with O'Sullivan, the director of Anaheim Electronics. She is concerned of the Federation watching over their supply ships that they are bringing to the moon. She threatens to drop a colony on the moon if anything goes wrong. She is having a hard time taking down the Albion and their white Gundam and needs something to help take them down. O'Sullivan thinks that they could provide her with a mobile suit that could get the job done. Nina is running late. She heads to Kelly Layzner's junkyard. She needs to talk to him. She flashes back to a time where she was looking around the junkyard for a control core chip for an MS-5. Gato tells her to go away, but Kelly comes over and says she could look around if they don't bug them. Remember, Kelly was Gato's wingman during the Battle of Abawaku. This is Gato and Nina's first meeting. She wonders if he truly is a Zeon soldier. She wants to know the truth, but doesn't get any answers. Nina runs back to the theater, but he already left. While waiting, he runs into Monsha, Alpha, and Chap, and he joins them at the bars. There, he is bummed out while Monsha calls him a dumbass. He just wants to defeat Gato, and Monsha tells him that the Immortal Fourth survived the one-year war because they lived on the brink of death. But what Ko is doing right now is getting ahead of death. This is how death catches up to you. He is being a dick, but he is making a great point about not overdwelling on the future. Like the anime, Ko runs off and meets with a gang in the alley who beat him up. Ko is saved by Kelly, but unlike the anime, we learn what happens moments before leading up to him running into Ko. Clara of the Kraken team has made her way to the moon and heads into an underground Zeon Remnants meeting. They are riled up by Delaz and his declaration of war. Among these group of Zeon Remnants is Kelly. He begins leaving, claiming that there are Fetty spies at this meeting. Sure enough, EFF raids the building. Clara and Kelly make their escape, during which Kelly runs into Ko. He goes, "Oh well, not my problem," but Ko suddenly wakes up for a moment screaming the name Gato. He wonders how this man knows Gato. The next morning, Nina is at work early after standing up Ko. She gets a call. O'Sullivan wants to talk to her. Ko wakes up to find Latour watching him. She calls for Kelly. O'Sullivan says he is very impressed with what Nina has accomplished with Unit 1. He wants to conduct one more final test in the form of a mock battle. He hands her a document containing data on GP04 Gerbera, suspended. But of course, O'Sullivan said they acquired funding outside of the Gundam development project to finish in-house. Karina comes into O'Sullivan's office and tells her that this project has been her baby. It was cancelled because it was too close in design to GP01, but Karina has been redesigning it over at Levian Rose. They want to pit Unit 1 and 4 against each other to test the might of Anaheim Electronics. Nina is hesitant. Ko notices that he is in a junkyard. Kelly says he could have breakfast and then he has to leave. While eating, Kelly wants to know his relationship with Gato. He tells him that he was drunkenly saying Gato over and over again when he found him. Ko tells him that it is classified. Kelly tells him that he and Gato were a part of the Solomon Defense Forces where he lost his arm. They argue and Kelly tells him to leave and calls him a coward. On his way out, he sees that Kelly is working on a mobile armor. Kelly tells him to get away from it, but Ko wants to help him out with fixing the unit. He says that he loves mobile suits, which is why he started doing this. But Monsha was right. He has never faced death before. But what he does want is to fix this mobile suit even if they are enemies. Ko joined the military because he loves mobile suits, but was taken aback when thrusted into war. This is kind of the opposite of Kelly, who is living a kind of quiet life fixing up mobile armors. But the battle calls for him, unlike Ko. The Anaheim girls say goodbye to Nina as she heads back to the Albion. Anaheim girls. Burnern says that Ko broke protocol, not coming back to the ship. Keith mentions he was on a date, so Burnern gives him a break. Moira calls Nina thinking that Ko is with her, but she tells her that she stood him up. They have no idea where Ko is. While helping fix the mobile armor, Laterra says that she doesn't want Ko to take Kelly away from her. He still has the fire inside him to be a pilot. Don't worry, it won't be Ko who pushes him over the edge. It will end up being two drunks messing with Kelly. Chima comes to meet with Kelly regarding the mobile armor. She tells him to have it done by tomorrow. While this is happening, Clara notices Chima and chases her down on a stolen bike. Ko calls Nina. She apologizes about standing him up, but all he cares about is a few questions regarding the AMBAC system for a mobile armor. That is when Clara comes rushing by him. He hangs up on Nina. Kelly suggests that Ko leave, as they are planning something big tomorrow, but Ko is determined to help him until it is working. And that will do it for this episode. Nina has more motivation and agency, and knowing about her past will make the rug pull at the end of this make a lot more sense. Or at least it will not come out of nowhere. Nina also seems to be familiar with Kelly in this version. Next time, Claire will ask Chima if she could join her Chima fleet. The GP01 and the GP04 go up against each other, but Gato and Kelly join the battle. We will see 3 mobile suits a part of the Gundam development project in action all at once. But that will do it for now, new types. Remember, you typically want to wait 2 days before calling a girl back and asking about her AMBAC system. It's just a polite thing to do. Peace.